If you're over 60, every habit you keep, every choice you make, even the smallest one, can quietly change the fate of your heart. What if I told you that the very things you do every single day, the routines you trust, the behaviors you never question, may be the exact reasons your heart is growing weaker, not stronger? I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to wake you up. Because as a heart doctor who has spent decades treating seniors, I've seen far too many good people walk into my clinic feeling fine, only to discover the shocking truth. Their heart was already in danger. And it wasn't genetics. It wasn't bad luck. It wasn't even poor diet. In most cases, it was the habits, 7 silent everyday choices that seemed harmless, but were slowly, silently damaging their heart. I've watched those same patients suffer strokes, collapse from arrhythmias, or lose their independence because of something they thought didn't matter. That's why I'm begging you, please don't skip this. These 7 habits may be the difference between living a longer, stronger life or watching it all unravel in a single moment. And habit number 1 is likely something you did this morning. Let's begin. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. 1. Skipping breakfast, a silent trigger that could be damaging your heart. You wake up, feel fine, maybe a little tired, maybe not very hungry, so you skip breakfast. It seems harmless. After all, you've done it before and nothing happened. But what you don't realize is that every morning you miss that first meal, you may be quietly setting your heart up for failure. For seniors, especially over the age of 60, your body doesn't regulate blood sugar the way it once did. Skipping breakfast can cause dangerous dips in blood glucose, triggering the release of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones don't just affect your mood, they force your heart to work harder, increasing your blood pressure and heart rate. Over time, this pattern doesn't just strain your heart, it begins to damage it. You might not feel the damage right away. That's the most dangerous part. The heart doesn't cry out until it's already wounded. You might feel dizzy. Maybe you think it's just aging. You might feel weak, anxious, or a little off, but brush it aside. Meanwhile, your heart is dealing with rhythmic instability, oxygen imbalance, and surges in pressure that can destroy the delicate balance it needs to survive. For those already dealing with hypertension, clogged arteries, or diabetes, skipping breakfast is like playing a daily game of chance with your life. It increases your risk of arrhythmia, heart attack, and even stroke. And for what? To save time? To eat less? Breakfast isn't about feeling full. It's about keeping your heart safe. A heart-healthy morning meal, something as simple as a boiled egg, oatmeal, a piece of fruit, and a glass of water, can stabilize your metabolism, reduce cortisol levels, and give your heart the support it desperately needs to start your day strong. If you've been skipping breakfast for years, I'm not here to shame you. I'm here to beg you. Please stop. This small act of neglect is slowly, quietly damaging your heart, and one day it could destroy it. And as dangerous as skipping breakfast may be, it's nothing compared to what happens when you spend too many hours sitting down. What your heart feels in stillness might shock you. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2. 2. Sitting too long, the silent killer that's damaging your heart every single day. You might think you've earned the right to sit back and relax. After decades of work, raising families, carrying life's burdens, and you have earned that peace. But what if I told you that too much stillness, too much sitting is slowly, quietly damaging your heart every single day without warning? As we get older, our bodies change in ways we don't always feel at first. Our circulation slows, our metabolism drops, our arteries stiffen. But when we sit for hours watching TV, reading, scrolling through a tablet, we allow blood to pool in the legs. The muscles that normally help pump blood back to the heart go inactive. What happens next is silent but deadly. Blood pressure rises, oxygen flow weakens, and the heart is forced to work harder with less support. Even more frightening is how inflammation begins to build up, how fats in your bloodstream settle more easily, how blood sugar becomes harder to manage. Sitting too long is linked directly to atherosclerosis, clogged arteries, arrhythmias, and sudden cardiac events, especially in seniors over 65. You may feel calm. You may think you're resting, but inside, your heart is fighting a slow, losing battle. Doctors now call sitting the new smoking because its effects are just as devastating. And unlike smoking, you don't even realize it's happening. There's no pain, no warning, just the slow weakening of a system that's kept you alive for decades until one day, chest tightness, shortness of breath, or something much worse, a blood clot, a stroke, a heart that simply can't fight anymore. The terrifying truth: many seniors don't even sit more than they used to. But now, the cost of sitting is higher. Your heart at 70 doesn't bounce back the way it did at 40. What once was rest now becomes risk. And the longer you sit, the more damage accumulates. Damage that could one day destroy your heart. So please, stand up every 30 minutes, walk to the mailbox, stretch your arms, move your legs. Don't do it to look good. Do it to stay alive. Because while sitting still is dangerous, what happens when you combine it with not drinking enough water might be even worse. What if your heart is not just working in silence, but doing so while dehydrated? Keep watching. You need to hear this. 3. Not drinking enough water. The quiet mistake that's slowly damaging your heart. It seems like such a small thing, a glass of water, a simple sip. But for many older adults, not drinking enough water is a deadly mistake hiding in plain sight, one that quietly, slowly, and dangerously begins damaging your heart from the inside out. As we age, our sense of thirst dulls. You may not feel thirsty, but your body is already dehydrated. Your blood becomes thicker. Your heart has to pump harder just to circulate that sluggish blood through stiffening arteries. It's a silent burden on your cardiovascular system, one you might not notice until it's too late. Dehydration raises your heart rate, lowers your blood pressure dangerously, and disrupts your body's delicate balance of electrolytes, particularly sodium and potassium. This imbalance can trigger arrhythmias, lead to dizziness or fainting, and in some cases, cause your heart to lose its rhythm entirely. For seniors with existing conditions like hypertension, heart failure, or atrial fibrillation, low hydration can be catastrophic. Your kidneys suffer, your medication effectiveness changes, and your heart becomes a ticking time bomb, working harder and harder with less fuel. I've seen too many older adults come into the ER with palpitations, chest discomfort, or sudden confusion, only to find out the culprit was simple: chronic, unnoticed dehydration. And yet, this is something you can prevent every single day. Not with fancy supplements, not with intense workouts, but with what nature gave us: water. It doesn't cost a thing, but it could save your life. Aim for 6 to 8 cups a day, even if you don't feel thirsty. Drink small amounts throughout the day. Keep water near your chair, your bed, your car. because every drop you drink helps your heart do what it was born to do: keep you alive. If you think skipping water is harmless, I'm telling you now, this habit can destroy your heart over time. Don't wait until you collapse. Don't wait until your heart cries for help. Start hydrating before it's too late. And yet, even with good hydration, many seniors are still sabotaging their heart health in the most common place of all, the kitchen. What if the very thing you've been seasoning your food with every day is the reason your blood pressure won't go down? What if your salt shaker is slowly becoming your heart's worst enemy? Keep watching. You need to know the truth. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. Now let's keep going with point number 4. 4. Using too much salt, the hidden habit that's slowly destroying your heart. It doesn't take a lot. A sprinkle here, a dash there, a spoon of soy sauce, a pinch of seasoning. You've done it for years. Maybe it's how your mother cooked or how you've always brought flavor to the table. But for millions of older Americans, this quiet habit, using too much salt, is silently, relentlessly damaging your heart every single day. Here's the truth. After 60, your body no longer processes salt the way it used to. Your kidneys slow down. Your arteries become less flexible. And the more salt you consume, the more fluid your body retains. That fluid raises your blood pressure and forces your heart to pump harder, faster, and longer than it safely should. Over time, the walls of your heart thicken, the vessels stiffen, and the damage builds, quietly, dangerously. You may not feel the damage at first. That's what makes this habit so deadly. You may think you're fine until the day you're not, until your blood pressure spikes in the middle of the night, until a small chest tightness turns into a trip to the emergency room, until your heart finally can't keep up. Too much salt doesn't just cause high blood pressure, it destroys the structure of your heart from the inside, increasing your risk of stroke, heart failure, and kidney disease. And it's not just the salt you add at the table. It's hidden everywhere, in canned soups, deli meats, frozen dinners, bread, salad dressings, even healthy crackers. The average American eats nearly double the recommended sodium daily. And for seniors, this excess is often the final straw. So what can you do? You can take back control. Start reading labels. Cook more at home. Use herbs, garlic, lemon, or salt-free seasonings. Make every meal not just delicious, but heart protective. Because every time you lower your sodium, you ease the burden on your heart. You give it the break it's been begging for. Please, don't let flavor be the reason your heart fails. Don't let a habit from yesterday become the cause of tragedy tomorrow, because the damage is real, the risk is silent, and the results can be permanent. But even salt isn't the only silent destroyer. There's something else, something far more personal, happening inside your body every day. A storm of emotions, stress, and frustration that you might be holding in without even realizing it. And that inner tension, it could be quietly tearing your heart apart. Keep watching. You need to hear this next. 5. Holding on to stress and anger, the emotional weight that's quietly destroying your heart. No one tells you this, but emotional pain doesn't just stay in your mind. It buries itself deep into your body, and the first place it strikes is your heart. That anger you've held on to for years, that stress from family, money, or even memories you can't forget, that quiet worry you carry every night when no one's around to listen. It may feel invisible, but it is slowly, steadily damaging your heart. As we age, our bodies become more vulnerable to emotional strain. The heart becomes less flexible, the arteries less resilient, and our nervous system less forgiving. Every burst of anger, every long period of stress, triggers a chemical storm inside you, flooding your bloodstream with cortisol, adrenaline, and other stress hormones. These substances were meant to protect you in the short term, but over time, they become poisonous. Chronic stress causes high blood pressure, irregular heart rhythms, inflammation, and insulin resistance. It exhausts your immune system and can even trigger heart attacks, sometimes in people who seemed healthy. I've sat with too many patients in the hospital who looked me in the eye and said, "I thought it was just stress." But that stress didn't pass. It built up. It hardened arteries. And in the quiet, it began to destroy their hearts. Anger is no safer. Holding on to it, whether directed at others or yourself, keeps your body in a state of fight or flight. Your heart races, your chest tightens, your breathing shortens. It's like revving an old engine all day long. Sooner or later, something gives out. And when it's your heart, there may be no second chance. This doesn't mean you need to be emotionless. It means you must learn to release safely. Speak to someone you trust. Write down what's weighing on you. Practice deep breathing or gentle meditation. Even 5 minutes of peace a day can reduce strain on your heart and protect it from further damage. Please, for the sake of your health and the people who love you, don't carry that pain alone anymore. Your heart is too precious to be punished by emotions you no longer need to hold. But while emotional pain is dangerous, there's another threat many seniors fall into, and this time it's physical. What if I told you that the medications meant to protect your heart could backfire when not used properly? What if a small mistake with your pills could trigger a deadly outcome? Keep watching. This next one is critical. 6. Skipping or misusing heart medications, a dangerous gamble that could destroy your heart. You might think, "I've been feeling better lately, I don't need this pill today." Or maybe you missed a dose and figured it's no big deal. Some days the side effects feel annoying. Other days you forget whether you even took the pill. It all seems harmless. But here's the hard truth. For seniors, skipping or misusing heart medications isn't just a small mistake, it's a silent gamble that could end in tragedy. As we age, our bodies don't compensate as quickly as they once did. The medications prescribed to manage blood pressure, cholesterol, arrhythmias, or heart failure are carefully dosed, not just to improve how you feel, but to prevent your heart from spiraling into crisis. Skipping even one dose can trigger dangerous fluctuations in blood pressure, irregular heart rhythms, or reduce the effectiveness of blood thinners, opening the door to strokes, heart attacks, or sudden cardiac events. What's worse is that the damage from inconsistent use isn't always immediate. It builds silently. You may not feel it until your heart starts beating erratically in the middle of the night, or your feet swell up unexpectedly, or you're suddenly gasping for air after walking across the room. These aren't coincidences. They're signs that your heart is struggling without the support it needs. Some seniors stop taking meds because they feel fine. But remember, you feel fine because the medication is doing its job. Others try to self-adjust doses, thinking more is better or less is safer. But this guesswork, especially with heart medications, can destroy the delicate balance your heart depends on. Too much can lead to dangerously low heart rates or blood pressure. Too little can cause heart strain, clotting, or fluid overload. This is why doctors and pharmacists exist, not to lecture you, but to partner with you. If something feels wrong, talk to your care team. Never stop or adjust medication on your own. Your heart has worked tirelessly for decades. It deserves careful, consistent support. Please don't gamble with your heart. Don't trade years of life for a moment of guesswork. Because when it comes to heart medication, a skipped dose can be the one that does irreversible damage. But even if you're taking your medications perfectly, there's still one more habit that may be breaking your heart. one that feels so healthy, so right, but maybe quietly working against you. What if I told you that your daily workout could actually be putting your heart at risk? You need to hear this next. 7. Overexercising or pushing too hard. When staying active starts destroying your heart. We've all heard the message, stay active, keep moving, exercise to live longer. And it's true, movement is vital for aging well. But here's the part they don't tell you. After age 60, not all exercise helps your heart. In fact, pushing too hard can slowly, silently begin damaging your heart, and in some cases, even destroy it. For older adults, the heart has already carried a lifetime of work, decades of pumping, stress, illness, wear and tear. By this stage in life, your arteries may be stiffer, your heart muscle slightly weaker, your recovery time longer. And when you force your body into intense workouts, power walking too fast, lifting heavy weights, running, or pushing through pain, you're not strengthening your heart. You may be overloading it. High-intensity activity in seniors causes rapid spikes in heart rate and blood pressure, which can lead to arrhythmias, chest pain, or even heart failure. The body's natural recovery systems slow down with age. That means what you once bounced back from in your 40s could now leave your heart in distress for days. And the signs often go unnoticed. Feeling lightheaded after a walk, waking up exhausted, a flutter in your chest, you brush off as nothing. But inside, your heart is struggling to keep up and slowly breaking down. I've seen it time and time again. Strong, motivated seniors trying to do just a little more, thinking they're being healthy. But instead of helping their heart, they're taxing it. Over time, that strain causes cardiac fatigue, irregular rhythms, and even silent damage to the heart muscle itself. You may feel proud of the sweat, but your heart may be waving a red flag you can't see. The solution isn't to stop moving. It's to move smarter. Focus on low-impact, steady activities like gentle walking, tai chi, water aerobics, or stretching. These exercises protect your joints, regulate your breathing, and keep your heart strong without shocking it. Remember, consistency beats intensity. Exercise should never leave you breathless, dizzy, or hurting. It should leave you calm, steady, and energized. Because at this stage in life, more isn't always better, but safer is always smarter. And yet, even if you're doing everything right, eating well, staying hydrated, managing emotions, moving carefully, there's still one final truth you must face. A truth that most people ignore until it's too late. What if I told you that the most dangerous habit of all is doing nothing? Stay with me. This ending may change the way you see your heart forever. Your heart doesn't need perfection. It needs protection. If you've made it this far, it tells me something powerful. You care, not just about living longer, but about living wiser. And that, my friend, is where real strength begins. You've just heard the 7 habits that may be silently damaging your heart. Habits that seem small, even harmless. Skipping breakfast, sitting too long, not drinking water, using too much salt, holding on to stress, misusing medications, and overexercising. But make no mistake, these choices stack up day by day, year by year, until the heart begins to break down. Not suddenly, but slowly, quietly, invisibly. I've seen it in my years as a doctor, patients who looked fine one week and were in critical condition the next. Patients who said, I thought it was just aging, or I didn't think it was a big deal. But every skipped pill, every sleepless night, every emotional burden they carried, it all added up. And when the heart finally reached its limit, it didn't whisper, it collapsed. But this isn't a message of fear. It's a wake-up call wrapped in compassion. Because here's what I want you to remember. You are not too old. It is not too late. Your heart may be tired, but it's still beating for you. It still wants to carry you through the years ahead, years with grandchildren, old friends, sunrise mornings, quiet walks, shared laughter. But you have to meet it halfway, not with perfection, not with punishment, with presence, with care, with awareness. Start small. Drink more water. Take your meds on time. Move gently. Forgive more quickly. Eat wisely. Rest deeply. These are not just routines, they are acts of love for your body and for your future. You don't need to fight aging. You need to understand it. Aging is not a decline, it's a transition, a call to live more intentionally, more softly, more deeply. And in that shift, there is incredible beauty. Let today be the day you choose differently. Let it be the day you stop treating your heart like a machine and start treating it like the living, breathing miracle that it is. Because your heart has never stopped beating for you. Now it's your turn to beat for it. And before you go, take a moment to ask yourself this. Which one of these 7 habits has been quietly hurting my heart? And what will I change today to protect it? Your answer might just save your life. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.